Satazius. Yeah. Alright. Hello there, everybody. I'm WaitWhat, and this is Satazius, shooter, side-scroller, bullet hell thing. And I want to do some kind of personal commentary, like tell you a little bit about myself, how I started gaming, all that stuff. And while playing, though, this game keeps killing me, so I get a lot of game overs, so it's kind of fun to try to talk about myself while dying constantly. But yeah, this is Satazius, and I'm gonna talk. That one. I've already played this a little bit, as you probably guessed, with the whole I'm dying a lot thing. So, yeah. Whatever. I don't even know how to fire my charge weapon. Anyway. Okay, my first gaming system wasn't like one of the really old ones, but it wasn't like a recent one. I started with the Super NES, SNES, whatever you want to call it, and it was pretty awesome. I played it like 24/7, 50 hours a day and stuff like. Okay, no, I wasn't allowed to do that, but I wanted to. If I could have, I would have. And I can remember 4 games. I'm pretty sure I had a few more, but I only remember 4 of them. 2 of them I played once in a while. The other 2 I played like all the flippin' time. They were friggin' awesome, and I loved them to death. Those games were... Well, the one I cared about the least, which everybody else and their mother seems to think is the greatest thing in the world, was Super Mario Brothers 2, I think. I just couldn't really care. It was I'm not gonna attack people who like Mario, but I've never gotten into Mario, and I've never cared for Mario, and the idea just seems kind of dumb, and whatever. But yeah, so I never got into that. But I played it once in a while. My brother-in-law played that a lot more than I did. Then, the other game, the next game I cared about the least was, well, Mario Kart. Which I did play more often than Mario, the regular Mario. Quite a bit more often. Because it was just a lot more fun. And I've been known to get into kart games a lot more than I have non-stuff. Whatever. This is already the furthest I've gotten in this game. Oh, crap. And I died. So, I never cared about Mario all that much. But that was like my first kart game that I really liked. And that would go on to other kart games, but for time being, yeah. Then the next 2 games I played a crap ton. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Now that game's freaking awesome. Like, whether I have problems with Nintendo or not, that doesn't... Yeah, that doesn't really matter, because Zelda is freaking awesome. Well, I haven't played many Zelda games. But Link to the Past, I played that so many times, it was not even funny. I was great at that game because it was a fantastic game. Okay, now the next game that I played... I couldn't do it. Yeah. The next game that I played quite a bit was... something. Oh, I guess I say the next game. The 4th and final game, the other one I played a whole crap ton, was, I believe, Kirby Superstar, or was it All-Star? Whichever one that had like a bunch of different game options, and once you beat them all, you unlock the tournament mode thing where you got to fight like a bunch of big bads throughout the entire game. Yeah, I love tournament type things, fighting bosses and crazy powerful enemies and stuff like that. And the one where you could create an ally for yourself and you could fight together, yeah, that was awesome. I played that so much. Love those games. And that was kind of how I started gaming, with my main two games of choice being Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Kirby Superstar. Because they were both awesome. And you didn't need anything more than that. Like, Mario wasn't necessary to me. But stuff. Yeah. I don't remember what was happening. Okay, then my next system that I had was a PlayStation 1. I did not, like most people, move on to from the NES to the N64. That hit me. Why did that hit me? Sad. I didn't move on to the N64 or any of that. This is when I pretty much stopped with the Nintendo, everything. And even now, I'm not a big fan of Nintendo. Did I mention that already? Like, I'm playing some Zelda games now, trying to catch up on that, but that's about as far as I'll go. Yeah, so I had a PlayStation. Another game over. I had a PlayStation. That was my next big console. And you know what? It was awesome. I wonder if I can be able to shoot behind me. That one. I'm gonna regret this decision. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, PlayStation, woo! And this one was a little different. Like, I honestly have trouble remembering what I played of a lot on PlayStation. I think it's because I kind of had a few phases with the PlayStation. I had Twisted Metal. Oh god, I played that game. Okay, not the first one, which I'm sure was great as well. But I had Twisted Metal 2, followed by Twisted Metal 3 and 4, and yeah, I had all those games, and I played them to death. Twisted Metal with cheat codes was awesome. Cheats mainly meaning infinite specials. I did God mode sometimes, but that's when I just wanted to have fun, weird challenges and like put myself in a death match with like 8 of the really difficult bosses of the game. So I just had jerk. So I had like I was God mode with infinite specials during those fights, but then I would have cheats where attacks like made you fly across the level, and I was fighting like super powerful enemies. So even with God mode and because of the cheat where you'd fly across the level, I'd get hit, and their special attacks would send me flying a million miles into the sky, which you'd hit the ceiling and you'd blow up whether you had God mode or not. Why am I talking about this? I have no freaking idea. But so I played a crap ton of Twisted Metal. With and without cheats. So, except for the first one. Never played that one. Okay, another phase, which may have actually been before Twisted Metal, I don't remember, was Spyro. Oh, the legend of Spyro. The first 3. Not all the crap that comes later. The first 3 Spyro games were awesome. They were the few games that I would actually go back to after beating them a long time later and just fight the final bosses over and over again. Number 2, Ripto. Number 3, the Queen dinosaur person thing. Something like that. But at least that's what I can remember. Those games were the bomb. Played those games a lot. Then I had... That was another phase. Then something happened. I'm so totally gonna die. Oh god. Then it was a little after this, something happened, like I was just saying. I discovered, well, a certain... Wow. What is that? I want it. I want that too, and that, and sure why not. Laser gun of death and destruction. Anyway, one Thanksgiving, we were having dinner at my aunt's house, and they had a bunch of old. I guess I'm into the PS2 era now. It's interesting, cause yeah, I mainly played Twisted Metal and Spyro on the PlayStation 1. Then, on the PS2, I had my first PS2 game was Twisted Metal Black, because yeah, I was still in Twisted Metal on that bandwagon right now, and it was awesome. So I'm okay with that. And oh, it's hard to talk and deal with all this crap going on. So I don't play I say that with like everything I play. That's probably why I play them. I don't play too many of these kind of bullet hell type. I mean, I like them, but I just don't play a whole lot of them. So anyway, so PS2, I had Twisted Metal, and honestly, other than Twisted Metal, I don't remember what I played that much, which is kind of weird. I've always wondered what the heck. I should be able to remember better than that. But anyway, I had Thanksgiving dinner at my aunt's once, and they had a bunch of games. Didn't know anything about. I was just like, hey, I need some new games, or I want to try some new games, so let's try this. See what happens. One game, I think I only did borrow one game from her, really caught my attention. And I didn't know anything about it. Literally nothing. I think I might have heard of this series before, but that was about it. And that game was Final Fantasy X. Though back then, I just knew it. I called it Final Fantasy X, because I didn't even know what Roman numerals were all about. It's like, whoa, this stuff's freaking me out. So Final Fantasy X, it was awesome. Awesome that I got the game. Now, initially, yeah, stuff's happening. Oh, I almost got hit. Give me more shields. I like shields. Damn it. Oh, and that was game over. Laser. Yeah. That night after Thanksgiving, my cousin was staying over, and he's not as big of a gamer as, but he was a little bit. Anyway, he wanted nothing to do with Final Fantasy X. I was enjoying it, but he wasn't. But I couldn't put the thing down. It was just the opening sequence, pretty much. But I love the game to death. I couldn't stop playing. And I'll just say that went on to become one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy X. And it introduced me to JRPGs, which a lot of people would be like, what the crap, that's stupid, JRPGs suck, blah 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 blah, Japan. Yeah, no, JRPGs are freaking awesome. Like I said, that went on to become one of my favorite games of all freaking ever. Jerk! And that introduced me to the Final Fantasy. Well, I mean, I guess that's what I should have said first. It introduced me to the Final Fantasy. That was stupid. To the Final Fantasy series, which in turn introduced me to JRPGs. Really, like, because after 10, or I'm sucking at this. After 10, which I always called X because I did stuff and we had fun. What am I saying? I can't speak and play games at the same time when it's not about the game. And even those commentaries are poor. Stuff. Yeah, JRPGs. Oh, that was close. Oh, I did my special. Starts out the same way as last time. Don't kill me. So that can kill me. That's kind of crap. Oh! Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy series. So, as of now, I have played Final Fantasy 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 13, and 13-2. And most people tell you the Final Fantasy series has kind of died ever since the end of 10. And in a way, I would kind of agree. Like, I did enjoy 12. It was pretty good. But it just didn't have the same emotion and all that jazz as the ones previous 10 stuff. That's the ones previous 10. Or 10 and previous. Whether people try to tell you otherwise or not. Like, no, they're just as good. They're better than they used to be. Blah. Screw off. Screw all you. Because 13-2 was okay, but that was just that. It was okay. And, I don't know. Fans of the series can be kind of full of crap. They don't like... They want the series to evolve, and yet when the series actually changes, they're like, no, we want our traditional Final Fantasy experience. You're ruining... No, just shut up. I'd rather them try new things than keep with the same old forever. Anyway. I'm gonna die. I didn't die. See, that is not fair. God. Anyway, where was I going with this? I've just been talking a lot, and I don't even really know what I'm talking about anymore. It's all a jumble. I guess because we've kind of entered into one of my passionate areas of JRPGs and Final Fantasy series. I hate this game! Not really. It's a pretty good game. It's fun. It's interesting. Anyway, so the series... But Final Fantasy 15, that game looks... Yeah. That game looks freaking awesome. Because that's probably one of the games where I'm talking fans are kind of full of crap. Because back when Final Fantasy... Oh my god. Final Fantasy 15 was known as Versus 13. That everybody was excited for 50,000 years ago. People thought it looked good. People didn't really care. But ever since it became a main series number, a lot of fans out there are like, oh no, it's not normal Final Fantasy. It has action and it's not turn-based and I want my Final Fantasy. Screw you guys. Just saying, it doesn't need to be your freaking bullcrap turn-based. I'm not paying attention anymore. At least that's my excuse. To be good. So what the series needs. Actually fun, because I've never played a boring or bad action RPG. I probably have, but it's much easier for RPG to be bad when it's just simple turn-based. Wow, that was a great display of ability right there. Yeah, if you guys want your old... I just keep dissing Final Fantasy fans, even though I am one myself. That is kind of odd. But, whatever. Jerk! Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep talking about Final Fantasy a little bit. Anyway, I played a buttload of RPGs, including, like I said, all the Final Fantasies, all the Star Oceans, and... like... Tales games and Infinite Discoveries and level 5 Rogue Galaxies and Dark Clouds and stuff like that, and those are all freaking awesome. Maybe I'll talk more about those in the past sometime. In the past? What? What does that even mean? Oh god. And anyway, first, okay, I want to say something. Final Fantasy the series, there's kind of a syndrome where the first game in the series, people's first games, Final Fantasy games, are very often their favorite Final Fantasy games. That's just kind of how it is. Damn it! Yeah, that's just, the first game is the favorite. And I fully believe that because that is really the only reason why I can think of that Final Fantasy frickin' 7 is considered the greatest thing ever made when it's not. Not even close. There are plenty of other games in the same frickin' series that are better, or just as good, if not better, than Final Fantasy 7. People are blinded by love for that game, even if it doesn't deserve it as much. Now, first, I act like a Final Fantasy. I probably sound like a hater of Final Fantasy 7. No. Are you serious? Anyway, the game is a great game. I'm not going to deny that. Final Fantasy 7 is a great game. But it is not leagues and whatever above the other Final Fantasy games. The other old Final Fantasy... Really? Oh my god. The other old Final Fantasy games are just as good, if not better. Because none of the other games in the series needs 5 other games to tell its story. No other game in the series needs 5 games to tell its entire story. And even that, just the story of Final Fantasy 7 is kind of convoluted and weird. It was a good game, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to keep talking because I don't give a crap. But the game is just very, 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 I don't remember where I was going with this. I'm awesome! Was very, very, overrated. Because it's often called the best RPG of all time, blah. No, it's not. Now, there's one other game out there that is also considered, often called the best RPG of all time. And that one, while I may still think people are just nostalgia blind and all that stuff, which pretty much is true, I can at least agree a little bit more with that game that, okay, it's a pretty darn good game. And for back in the day that it came out, it probably was the best RPG of all time. And if you haven't guessed already, that game is Chrono Trigger. Now, I didn't play it back in the day when it first came out. I played it, of course, obviously, much later when it came out on the DS. It was DS, right? Yeah. What even happened? Whatever. When it came out on the DS. And even as playing it, I could tell, okay, this game is something special. I can see why this game would be considered by me to be the greatest RPG of all time. At least it deserves it a lot more than Final Fantasy VII does. Because the thing about that game is it did things that JRPGs still seem to be scared of doing. Actually having joint moves between party members. And some games you'll say, oh, but the games do that now. Yeah, but you have to like fill some special gauge to do it, and it's like some big fiasco. Whereas in Chrono Trigger, just like, oh yeah, these moves you do whenever you want. They just cost a little bit more MP, but they do a lot more damage. They're great. Yeah, RPGs seem to be scared to have party, like, multiple character moves nowadays, which is kind of ridiculous. And in terms of the whole, that game did a lot of things that nowadays you never see. The whole, something. Where was I going? I'm gonna talk soon. Oh yeah, the whole, time travel thing was awesome. The fact that you could fight the final boss on many different occasions and that would change the ending you got, that was awesome. No other games do that kind of thing that gives you that much freedom in terms of the ending. At most, there'll be little choices that that will change the ending like at the very end of the game. That's about as good as you get. But that one, you can literally fight the final boss at the very beginning of the game. If you were high enough level with your New Game Plus, then you would probably be able to handle it. Or New Game Plus times 10, or however many levels it took for you to really be able to handle it. Well, that kind of sucked. Oh, and real quick, before I end this here, they killed off the main character. And in most games, if they do that, then they would force you to like, oh, hey, now you have to go do this side quest to go get him back, or something like that. Which Chrono Trigger does have. It has a side quest to go get him back. But it's optional. You can literally finish Chrono Trigger with a dead Chrono. Brilliant. Awesome. Fantastic. I'm gonna watch the computer play and see how much better it is than me. Because I don't want to stop talking. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking soon, but the game was awesome. So, in some cases, that game maybe I should learn the controls, because he just switched weapons. And I don't know how to do that. Alright. That game allowed for a lot of features that weren't in RPGs back in the day, and aren't in a lot of them even now. So that one deserves the title of potentially one of the best RPGs of all time. And everyone's just gonna complain to me because I sound like I'm hating on Final Fantasy VII, because like I said, I love the game. It's a great game. I'm not gonna deny that, but it shouldn't be considered one of the greatest games of all time. That's just ridiculous. And, oh, maybe I should mention, that is one of the reasons I figured the game is so overrated. That whole, your first Final Fantasy game is your favorite thing that Final Fantasy series seems to have going on. I say that because Final Fantasy VII, if people actually think, was the first Final Fantasy game on the pretty new Sony PlayStation entertainment system. And, well, yeah. So that means it was the first game for a lot of people. A lot of people. Very first game. First Final Fantasy game. And so it kind of was the syndrome right there. And so that's why it's so overly popular. It's because it was their first, and it follows with the favorite game syndrome. So that's what makes it so great. Now, I've been doing nothing but dissing Final Fantasy VII. But that doesn't mean I don't like Final Fantasy VII, like I mentioned. Battle system is about the same as most of the other early Final Fantasy VII, so I can't really say good or bad things about that. Because I like the battle system, it's fine. But, yeah, it's about that for battle. In terms of characters, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. There's some fun characters. And he killed that thing really quickly. Holy crap. Yeah. Congratulations, you perfect bastard. Yes. Man, I should have not said that I was doing this. I should just let everybody assume this was me. That I'm just awesome at this game. Anyway. Except for this is a badass. I can give everybody that. He's a good enemy. Even though it gets kind of weird whether he's alive or dead or what's going on. My problem comes with Cloud, which I love Cloud. Cloud's a great character. But everyone thinks he's like him and Squall from 8. Which I am not a fan of Final Fantasy 8. That's one of the few Final Fantasy games that I don't really like. But that these characters are supposed to be completely and utterly badass, and yet Cloud goes through this whole, oh, who am I? I don't know what's going on. Like, if you base anything on Crisis Core, he went from telling Zack he'll never forget him at the end of Crisis Core to a week later, I am Zack, what are you talking about? This is weird. Cloud just kind of annoys me because he has lots of issues, and or a lot of the other protagonists who also have issues, like Titus from Final Fantasy X, for example. That guy has plenty of issues, and yet he makes the most out of his situation. He's thrown into a new world. He's forced to basically find his place in this world. Everything he knows has been destroyed or is dead or whatever. And yet, look what he becomes. He never has these mental issues. I mean, he's called a crybaby. That's about the worst it gets. He's basically a character who decides what he's gonna do, and he does it. No matter the odds that are against him. He changes the world in Final Fantasy X. And he's the crybaby. But hey, everyone needs to realize, if we were in his position, chances are we would be crying too, because our world that we had known and grown up in was destroyed and blown up and bad stuff. So that's why Titus is probably my favorite Final Fantasy protagonist, with Zidane from 9 being my next favorite. Because similarly, while he's a little bit more badass at the start, he's not some world-saving hero at the beginning of the game. He becomes one, where Cloud is already a soldier of first class, which is already known as be like some of the world's greatest warriors. Or at least in his mind, he's soldier of first class, but whatever, it's all the same. So yeah, I should have like made this into another video, but look at this guy go, it's ridiculous. Yeah, you don't even have to be in his range and you're still wow, sent out 6 of them. Wow. That was way too easy. Perfect. Me. Alright, I've been doing this for too long. Maybe I'll continue this discussion about Final Fantasy and stuff next time. Whatever next time is. Anyway, I'm WaitWhat, and this was Satazius, where I died a lot and the computer destroyed me, which I guess is what's supposed to happen. It's the freaking computer. It's supposed to be really good at this, and this was a long video, which I didn't mean for it to be that long, but I was talking and stuff. I died before I could get to stuff that I really cared about, because I didn't know what I was talking about, because I didn't practice this. I mean, I don't never practice these, but this time especially, it's like, but shouldn't you have an idea what you're going to talk about if you're going to do a video where you talk about things? I'm just doing stuff, and I'm WaitWhat, and I hope you enjoyed this little long stupid video. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for watching. No, bye!